I'd like to say thank you to DW for that rousing lift that I needed right now in order to stand up here and speak of somebody who is near and dear to me. As with all great stories, you got to start from the beginning. Ricardo Robert Barriteau Drue was born just after midnight on Wednesday, July 31st, 1985 at the former Halberton Hospital here in Antigua. He was bright-eyed and full of curiosity for the world which he entered. His formative childhood was in Trinidad. It was a challenging one, but one filled with love nonetheless. Unbeknownst to us, he was paying a keen eye to what we were doing, my sister and I, musically, media-related, and that sparked within him something that he could not ignore. He soon migrated to the US, where he continued to have a bit of challenges, but that spark never died. It grew into a small flame. As he continued to navigate his way, his passion for music grew and led him to like-minded individuals, and the group Crossover was born. As he continued to develop and grow as an individual, he got snagged by soca, and as they say, it's a wrap after that. With mind made up, he started his soca journey. The first part of this journey proved to be the most challenging of all. He soon realized that this would be no easy task. He was not alone in his journey, as he reached out to many already established people, both local and regional, in the industry for guidance, direction, and opportunities. The arduous uphill climb tested his passion and resilience tremendously. And you could see the chinks in the armor started to get a little bigger. Even we, his family, started to get concerned. But fear not, for it's always darkest before the dawn, and the dawn came beaming through like a vagabond. The creative influences that came to bear on this creation erupted an almost smoldering flame into a raging inferno. From there, the real work of improving his craft and sharpening himself began as he took off with it. He surrounded himself with a team of resilient individuals who believed in and were committed to his evolving brand. With each year, he improved his performances, exploring a plethora of ideas and made them a reality. How many of us can remember his soca monarch performances and how we were just left in awe after it? But let's not forget, along this journey, he fathered 5 children whom he loved dearly. He did his best to always let them know how much Daddy loved them and be there for them, despite being pulled in many directions. His challenging childhood made him resolute in ensuring his children knew love. Ricardo loved all children and would always make time, whether it was to take a photo, to offer a kind and encouraging word, or even just give a hug. Idealand was created for the kids, and Ricardo made sure the kids had a wonderful time and did his best to ensure donations were made and support was given. We then saw the birth of Drue's Day, which grew to be a staple for the Antigua Carnival celebrations, with exciting performances from local and regional artists alike. The ID Nation took Antigua by storm, and boy was it infectious. His caring, effervescent, fun-loving nature as a soca artist and a human being could not be contained, and Ricardo sampled many locations worldwide. Thus, the Drue World Order was born. This grew from the ID Nation. He continued to mature as a performer, always looking at how he could make himself better. One thing for sure, you left a DWO performance feeling hyped, energized, and wanting more. Example. His love for his family, friends, well-wishers, and even naysayers was real. His music covered many spectrums, from saucy to thankful to crazy to uplifting to fun-loving, just to name a few. Our lives were touched in a positive way by having known him, and even though he has been taken, I pray that the energy he has brought into this world continues to live and stream through every single one of us here and beyond. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My father was the reason I love the sport basketball today. I was about 10. And I was outside just dribbling around with the basketball since my dad loved to watch basketball. My father sees this and he teaches me how to shoot. He teaches me how to lay up. He teaches me the things of the game. And ever since that, I've loved the sport basketball. I just wish he could see how much better I got at the sport. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. There are many things that I can remember about my father, but the one thing that I'll always carry with me is how much he motivated the five of us. Before any game, any big test, it didn't matter what it was, the words he would tell us is Drues are great. Now, not many of us may carry the last name, but I want to tell everyone here that you guys are great. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. One thing I remember of my dad was that he was really inspirational. So even at my lowest, he would always be there to tell me that I'm great. Like my soccer games, he would always motivate me when I was nervous before games.
I never thought I'd see myself up here in a million years. But one thing I'll say, Ricardo, the whole world is celebrating your life today, broski. And I think you deserve a round of applause. I would like to throw some extra energy out to my grandmother and my mother, because one thing they taught their boys was that you are your brother's keeper. Yeah. Through thick and thin, thin and thick, this is something that we all knew. No matter how hard things will get, no matter how we fall out, we know the bottom line is we keep each other, each one teach one. Yeah. Ricardo. Ah, boy. Give me a second, guys. I'm pretty sure, I'm actually absolutely sure that there are many people in this room that would have gotten a text message from Ricardo. Random, as Skinny said, as everybody said. Random. You good? I'm just checking in. I want to make sure your mental health's up there. I might just seen you looking a little dark the other day, just checking in. You're like, Drue, you're checking in or you want something? You're really checking in. I'm sure there's many people that would have gotten sound advice, and the millions of people that would have come out of darkness because of his music. No, Ricardo and I didn't always see eye to eye, unless he was on a stool or on a platform or something. But I adored Ricardo. Ricardo believed in me even when I didn't believe in myself. He was so great to me that there were points in time where I felt not worthy enough to give him a 2 cents or opinion or an idea for a project or his music or anything that he was doing with his career. But he would always call and say, hey, I want to hear what you have to say. You tell me how you feel. Example, he called a day and he was like, I have two options, Nick. I have option 1 and option 2. Everybody going with option 1. Which one you think we should go with? And I said option 2. Not because I wanted to go against the grain, because I really believed in option 2. So you can imagine how I felt months later when we was walking down the road somewhere and a random fan said, Drue, in God's name, who make you choose bet over professional for the Soca Monarch? And you should see my face. Ah, boy. Someone asked me if I can remember some of the fondest moments of Ricardo. And there's so many, but there's 2 in particular that I will share with everybody today. Years ago, we were kids, babies. I was, small. But I was functioning. I could read, I could write, I could listen, I could hear things, I could sing music, whatever. One day he came to me at my grandmother's house with a deodorant in his hand, a roll-on, and a brush. And he said, come. He handed me the deodorant and he said, we're going to sing for mommy. I said, oh, we're going to sing. Okay. At the time, mommy had a little flu, so she was in bed. So me and Ricardo put on the beads, shades, gel the hair, kicking it up, bam! Time to perform. Singing around the bed. And we sang a song for her called A Song for Mama by Boyz II Men. I don't know if you all know this song. It's called Mama, you should know that song. In the middle of the performance, he flips the brush, catches it back, and switches the whole thing up and starts. Carnival is color. Carnival is mass. And that instant for me was like, okay, this is soca. This is the soca thing. Again, I sing in Usher and Boyz II Men and Monica and all these things. And to me, the calypso and the soca thing, I was picking up on it. But from that day, I was like, okay, this is the soca thing. Fast forward some years, mommy took us to something called Kids Spectacular, which is a kiddies fed. And I'll never forget Ricardo being in the front seat saying, Nicky, you better swing the engine because I ain't going to miss Rodney McIntosh and his favorite artist at the time. I'll tell you who it is just now. He said, I'm not missing Rodney McIntosh. I'm my favorite artist all the time. I've never been to a jump up. I've never been to a fed. As soon as we hit the venue, Ricardo gone into the crowd. So I want to be like Big Bro. So I follow him into the crowd for sure. Even though I lose him already, it's all good. I go into the crowd's stagnant. And then his artist touches the stage. Well, when you wake up in the morning and you just realize Carnival come back again. Turn to the side and there's Ricardo. So where you wrong? Where you flying? You have a big head, so he's swiveling. Man, charming. That moment there, this boy was meant to be who he is. One thing Ricardo never said, that he was going to be anything else than a soca artist. I never heard Ricardo say he was going to be a doctor. I never heard him say, boy, best I try and transition and be an engineer. Soca was the goal. Soca was the end all. And this is something that I want all of us to take a page out of his book, because Ricardo was a go-getter. When that boy say he going to do something, he going to do it. No matter how hard it is, no matter if the powers that may be say, no, you're not going to do that. No matter if negative energy so up and surround him, no, you're not going to do that. He did that. You fall 10 times, you get back up 11 times. You go for it. And he surrounded himself with like-minded individuals. Big up to DW, Antigua, DW, Trinidad, the United States, the entire world. Beautiful people. And they did it together. Another page I would want to take out his book. When my time come to have kids, him as a father figure was an awe to me. In fact, everybody knows Ricardo loved his children. And I know all he wanted to be was the best father that he could be. So we should all take a page out of that when it comes to perseverance and loving your family and being your brother's keeper. 2 things I do know. I know he in a better place. And I know the all-inclusive in heaven lit right now. Yeah. So to the vagabond, to the professional, to Mr. Mashup, broski, you did it, and you did it well. We love you, We're proud of you. Long live Ricardo Drue.